All right, so it's officially Sunday, June 30th, somewhat last day of the month. It is last day of the month. So we are starting on a whole fresh month, weekly overview. So this is gonna be a really interesting month. I know last month was kind of really up and down, right? So I'm gonna really tackle on pairs I'm gonna really be looking at for this month. So usually when it's a whole fresh month, we like to start it off. So we're gonna look at USD JPY, right? And I have to clear everything off from the drawing tools. And I like to go all the way down to the whole monthly time frame. Let me see, let me share it. Oh, whoops, I did not share it yet. All right, awesome. So we're looking at USD JPY monthly time frame, right? So what we want to look at, so the overall, right? I like to look for where our support and resistance are, right? So I know a lot of people like to focus on the overall picture, but it really comes down to common sense. So I like to label this. This is going to be our monthly resistance. And this is going to be our support. All right. So we're seeing at this structure, right? So it already created previous highs. So it went up, created low highs again, right? The overall picture, it made a double top on the monthly time frame. So we're currently still in a bearish trend, right? So the moment that we're looking for is that we wanted to come to this monthly support. So USD JPY is still a continuation to the downside. As I go down and break this down from the monthly time frame, now going down to the daily, right? So as we zoom out, so as you guys could see, what we're looking for is that we're looking for a market structure to come back to where this minor support. This minor support, right? This is gonna be our new resistance level that we're gonna be looking for. So we're looking for the market structure to come up to this price area, right? Come up to this price area. If it gets rejected, it's coming all the way down to the support. So now you're gonna be looking at trade setups where it's looking to be retracing to create low high positions, and then we're gonna enter in these positions. So this is kind of like a crucial area. Like I wanna allow the market to move and come up. That's one possibility that it might come up and get rejected. Ooh, excuse me. But if it comes up, you can see that it could possibly come up to here. All right, so then we're looking down to the 4-hour time frame. Then it becomes more realistic, right? So we're looking to see that it's gonna come up. So my first projected is that price to come up to 109.137. So that is the overall lookout. But if it's not, and it comes back down. So if it gets rejected, there's actually 3 possible trade ideas that might be going on UJ. So we could possibly see it going up, coming back down. So remember, this is the last low that it created before it melted to create a head. So this is your left shoulder, comes down and creates a new high low. If it comes down here, it's looking to be creating a new high low and then going up, right? So I usually like to put like trend lines right where it creates the last low. I mean, the last low where it created a left shoulder, right? Then it comes down, creates a head. We'll see it go up because it has to push up to create a new low high position, as you guys can see it, and come back down. So it could reject here. If it rejects here, it's going straight up. So it's not looking to create, it'll be a failed attempt for a right shoulder, right? It will just go straight up. But if it comes back down, it's looking to create a high-low position. Create a high-low position and going up, because this is where we have a left shoulder, head, and looking for the right shoulder. So take off. Does everyone agree on the trade idea for UJ? If that makes sense, give me a 1. All right, awesome. So before I put UJ, and I'll put that in a weekly overview chat. We're gonna go over on the Forex calendar, right? So let's see, we are on a new month. All right. So we have a lot of Euro news, opening up. Just do London session even tonight. Not gonna bother even looking at that, allowing the market just to move. Tuesday morning, we're actually gonna start to actually pick this up. Actually, Monday night will be very interesting on the AUD news, since we have the crash rate. So we saw that it was pretty positive last month, and then we have the REB rate statement. We'll take a look at that, but we want to see and focus on, it comes down to more realistic when it comes to trading. So we want to see where this is actually a crucial point. This is going to be during London. So we have more hawkish than expected. So with William speaking, this is going to be really crucial. It's going to really impact a lot of these pairs that we're going to be looking at. And then we have government laws that's speaking as well too. So AUD is really going to be kind of like the move for this week. And then we do have NFP, non-farm employment change. So it's going to be really crucial. So USD pairs is going to be really going to be like the move. USD AUD, there we'll take a look. So let's look at AUD USD. So looking at the complete monthly time frame, right? So we have our array here. So we have our monthly resistance. And our monthly support. All right, so we're definitely at a monthly support, right? You can see here it got rejected from our previous support. Came down, got rejected, went up, and then came right back down into that monthly support, right? So we're gonna be looking for this to be going up, but first we're looking at the monthly, right? Wanna dive down to weekly. You can see that nice rejection that occurred, right? We had one rejection off the wick rejection, came down. So we are gonna be seeing this taking off. AUD. So what we're going to be looking for is to actually see where it is going to be coming up to that last previous low high position. So it came down on the support on the month, on the weekly came down, we saw a nice clear rejection that occurred, and then it retraced back up and came back down. So right here, we have a nice bullish engulfing candle, right? Let's start off right here. That's a nice bullish candle, perfect. We're gonna see this take off, right? So going down to the daily, on the daily, now this pattern, what does this, could anyone tell me what this pattern looked like right here on the daily time frame? You guys could put that in the chat.
Double bottom.
Yeah, double bottom, right? So we're seeing from the month time frame, it's on the monthly support. The weekly time frame, it showed us a bullish engulfing candle. The daily time frame is showing us a double bottom, and then the 4-hour time frame, right? So 4-hour time frame, you can see here, this is your last low, right? And it came back into this price. So 4-hour time frame, we have an inverted head and shoulders. So we're going to see this as a continuation to the upside. So we're going to wait for it to actually drop down to create a high-low position, right? And then a continuation to the upside. So I will be looking at AUD long. So does that make sense of like how to look at the chart? So when you're looking at a chart, like a lot of people tend to, you know, if it's a new week, they focus on going all the way back to the monthly time frame. No, you're already within the month. So what you're doing now is to dissect on the charts is that, so for example, already in the month of July, right? Where the first week got cleared out. So now you're just focusing on the new week. Where is the candle structure on that current week, right? So if it's on creating a new high, creating a new low, then it just becomes a continuation. So now you're just waiting for the market to come into where a previous support, where price is telling you where it's at, previous support to a new resistance, then you're executing. So once the whole week is done, so we're looking at 1 week, it's one candle, right? So that's gonna tell us for the rest of the week of how it's gonna play out. So every other week, you're looking at the weekly time frame and down. You're no longer looking at no longer looking at the daily. You can look at the daily, but from the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour. Those are the only 3 charts that you should actually be focusing on if you really want to get those trade setups and riding with the full momentum. So you're not looking at the monthly time frame. You only do that at the beginning of the month, and then you just focus on those charts. So if it gives you indications, if where price is actually showing you where it's supposed to be, then that's when you could execute. So like now we're looking at AUD USD, it's going to be a continuation to the upside. So we're going to be looking at it as a complete bullish. So the way how I see it is that it's actually going to be coming up to here, right? For the most previous high. So now that's done. So this is all trading within price, you know, not using any indicators as well. So it's just straight technical, right? So then you follow the news, you know, AUD is going to be a continuation. It's going to shoot up. So we have AUD. Is there any other pairs that you guys want to overview for the rest of this week? You guys can drop in the chat. So we have Euro USD. We could look at GJ, any of the British pound pairs. So we could all have an insight on it. So what level are you looking for a pullback before going back up on AUD? GJ. So what I'll be looking for is to see where you see this past resistance, right? And it broke. So this past resistance becomes support. I want this market structure to come back down to here, right? Come back down and then shoot up.